God, I gotta do all that stuff, don't I? The show's on in 4 hours and I'm doing a vocal warm-up now.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, okay. To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock.
Celeste, she's loud, she's raucous.
Awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock. Get on up.
She's everything which can drive you around the twist.
To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock. Old Mrs. Rutherfund had a funny punt from a chippy chopper on a big black block.
I'm a lot.
Hey.
But I'm not too much. I keep reminding myself that. So does my therapist. They're like, you're a lot, but you're not too much.
Dear ADHD brain, it's really time for you to just start getting your shit together.
Celeste started out as an actor.
I'm nervous, but I'm also like, come on then. Come on, let's go.
And somehow ended up being this influencer.
Oh.
She has over 9 million Instagram followers. I mean, that's even more than I have.
Let's go make people laugh, you guys.
Celeste is just sparkly. It's like she lives her life on a trampoline.
Holy shit, God, it's Batman.
And that feels like a superpower. And yet I think there is a shadow side to it which plagues her in a really private way.
Yeah, let's go.
I feel like I'm not smart. That's my biggest insecurity.
This kid from Tweed Heads who struggled and copped it, look at her.
Oh, yeah.
She's managed to flip it and be in control of it and make it very funny.
All right, Los Angeles, please welcome to the stage, Celeste Barber.
I've never, ever had any desire to be famous. I have interest in connecting with people, making people who aren't feeling good about themselves through my Instagram laugh.
Instagram is always about showing like the very best version, curated, filtered version of yourself, right? And she does the opposite. She just flips it all on its head, and I love that. And I think it takes the pressure off of women to have that like perfect moment or perfect Instagram persona all the time. I'm like, if Celeste Barber is parroting you, you've made it, you know? That's like a check mark. I'm like, okay, she did me.
You see Celeste swoop in and parody it and just remind you that it's nonsense. I think that that is a really healing thing for women in our generation.
I think the reason why women resonate is because they see themselves in me. It's nice to think, oh, I'm not the only one that feels gross and silly or that that's ridiculous. It's nice to know that there's a crew of us.
I always knew she was funny. But to see other people see what we actually saw and be so celebrated in doing it, that's what she's been like all her life.
I come from a pretty funny family. We have big personalities, especially my mum and my sister and I. So it'd be a lot of energy flying around. Mum, you're really funny when you've got an audience.
And some wine.
When you've got some wine in you and you've got it. Actually, do you want a wine? That's kind of funny.
As a young girl, she was loud, very loud, standard line was, "Be quiet, Celeste."
Tweed Mall.
Was it?
Yes, it was. Did $3.50 lasagna.
That is what you call a picture. You'd always have to finish a dance with a picture.
I absolutely loved dancing, and I still do. I didn't have to use my brain much because it was all in my body, and my brain kind of betrayed me a lot. I think I have to go around here. That's the primary school I've got to hook around. This is all very different. Oh my God, it's very different. School was impossible for me. I found school very, very difficult the whole way through. And I just couldn't understand why I couldn't do it. I couldn't retain anything. The main quadrangle's out here. It's just weird.
It didn't take much just to sort of break that small amount of concentration she had, and then she's just off with the pixies, as the saying goes there.
Oh, the library. This is a lot.
School was horrible for Celeste. She never wanted to go to school. Lots of tears.
I think it was around year 8 or something where a handful of girls at school decided that no one was allowed to like me or talk to me, and so that just happened. So I just didn't have any friends. Didn't have any friends at all for the whole year. Oh. Now that I'm here at 42 years old, I remember how hard it was. Oof.
I think kids were thinking, she's annoying, she's loud. They just chose her, and it just demolished her sense of self.
It's like this kind of snake in the grass stuff where I'm just like, I don't know what happened. People running away from me or laughing at me or pretending to try and hit me so people could what, like.
It was soul destroying because I couldn't do anything. And obviously the first thing a parent wants to do is fix it. The bullying did more harm than I think people ever realised, because she couldn't understand what's the matter with me. Why am I so unlikable? I know it really has scarred her all her life.
And you still question it. You still go, why? Like, and then if something in life happens, which it does, and it brings back that feeling, you're like, oh, I knew it. I knew I was shit. I think because school was so tricky and I just felt so out of place, that this drama room was an absolute refuge for me. But also, when we actually did drama classes and did drama, that's when you'd be big and loud and crazy, but yeah, drama was 100% my saviour at school, yeah.
The end of year 10 was a little bit hairy. She would get into trouble because she couldn't concentrate.
You'd be like, if you can get through a class, if we don't get a call from the school today, we are going to get you some new jazz shoes. So like that reward, and for the life of me, I would sit in class and be like, no way. There's no more chance of me sprouting wings and flying to the moon.
There were teachers that said, give it to me for 6 weeks and we'll knock it out of her.
I remember when I was diagnosed with ADHD, I was 16, and within, I think, seconds of me walking in, the doctor was like, whoa, you're it. You are the face of it.
And then that's when he suggested, yes, she should go on the Ritalin.
And I remember hearing you say, I just want to know that this medication isn't going to change her. We like that she's different. We just want to make this easier for her, don't you cry? And then hearing you say that was massive, because then it's like, oh, okay, cool. My parents aren't going, please just give her something to shut her up. It was never that.
The effect of Ritalin was just a light switch for us. She was just reading a book, you know, and Kath and I just looked down, we both sort of burst into tears and she couldn't figure out why it was. She's just sitting there reading the book and I thought, you've never done that before.
I'm no quieter than I was before I was medicated. I just don't hate myself as much.
She didn't go from a C to an A+, but she certainly did much, much better at school. And when she decided she wanted to do acting, that was it.
So I finished school and I reckon 16 minutes later I was on a plane out of here and I went to Theatre Nepean, got a Bachelor of Arts in Theatre Performance. I felt that to be an actor, you had to be serious. No one understands me. And I'm going to let you all know that through this Shakespearean monologue like that. And I kind of lost my comedy spark a bit. I graduated 2002 and then you just hustle.
Yeah, she was just in that kind of hungry, excited place, especially when I first met her, and then we slowly became depressed together that neither of us were getting any professional work.
Was working at a call centre with every other actor in the country. And then I worked at Dick's Hotel in Balmain, and that's when I met Arpy. This is wicked.
Oh.
This is cool, babe. I had a firm fixture here, watching you play pool here.
I remember taking shots and looking up over the balls and then...
And me?
I remember that, yeah.
Really?
You say, like,
That's
you
really
flirted really well.
Oh, look, I wasn't really beating boys away with a stick when I was younger. I was bad at it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't, it's weird. God.
Cheers, Chuck. And I saw you and you smiled and I smiled back at you and was like...
Bang. That was it.
It was.
Lock it down. I walked straight up to him and I said, you'll be coming home with me tonight.
It was kind of like I'd met my person. I'd met my mate. All the important stuff gelled and we didn't have a choice.
He's such a quiet soul and she's loud and vivacious, but they really meet in the middle.
When I met Celeste, she was 21 and I had two daughters, Kai and Sarah, 2 and 4 they were.
Step parenting's hard. But I think I went into it with a really naive mindset of going, this would be so cute. Oh my God, 2 girls with just plait hair would be amazing. And I'll just be their friend. It's not how it works. It's not how it worked for us. It was hard for them when they were little. They went through a lot. And I'm always really grateful to the girls for making space for me with their dad.
She was trying to break into the industry and she had these 2 little girls that she was looking after and she was still just out of her teens. So it was a lot.
The acting was very difficult to come by, but she persevered.
What do we got?
Pete Healy hit approximately 5 centimetres above the left temple with a golf club. Sharon Cox, 5-day history of chills, muscle aches and diarrhoea.
And then she got All Saints.
He's hypertensive and tachycardic with frequent ectopic beats.
In those days, All Saints was the big Sydney show, and if you got onto that, you were home and hosed.
Well, where are you taking him?
All Saints.
It's Yarn of Heaven.
It's a hospital, dickhead.
We thought she'd won the Oscars. I mean, you know, she's got a guestie on All Saints. This is wondrous.
Bree, what was his pain score when you got to him?
7.
Thanks.
My partner, Mark Priestley, was working on All Saints and he came home and he started talking about this woman that he was working with. And he'd say, I just love her. She's just so fucking good.
I can't believe I wasn't ready for him. They're always pissed when you ruin their high.
He used to sort of stride up the hallway to the producers and say, you've got to use Celeste Barber more. She's brilliant.
What are you doing? Shouldn't you be home getting worried about the wedding?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
We just instantly became mates. He was just magic.
Yeah, are you
I'm fine, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's such a sacred relationship to me and has 100% been a catalyst for where I am now. Mark and I were writing sketches together, like just comedy stuff, in between really heavy medical drama scenes. Is that the new painting?
Not really.
And we'd film it. And that was it, just for the fun of it. What? What?
Bit blue.
It's called Blue, Blue, Blue.
Nice.
We were writing a sketch and I said something to put in and I went, oh, no, don't worry about it. And he just went, stop it. He said to me, you are the funniest person I've ever met. And you not knowing that is really boring to me.
Mark suffered terrible, terrible mental illness. And there was something about Celeste that could lift him, even at his most horrible moments. So she provided a very, very warm embrace for both of us when we needed her. And then he went missing. Everyone was looking for him.
And I was just running around to hotels in Sydney, just saying, have you seen him? Has he checked in? Have you seen him?
But we didn't get to him in time. Celeste didn't get to him in time. And he just slipped through our fingers.
Family, friends and fans are tonight mourning the loss of actor Mark Priestley, who played nurse Dan Goldman in Seven's popular series All Saints.
Massive. Really. Just so sad that he was so sad.
He would say, go big, go bold, be brave. And she did that, she does that. She's shining the way he wanted her to shine.
All Saints, after he died, was done. They tried to rejig it, and it was, you know, done as well as possible, but it was like, that's gone now.
I was working with Celeste. We were working at the Seymour Centre box office when All Saints got cancelled. It was a blow. She'd been on that show for years, and it was part of her identity.
She was still looking after Kaya and Sarah. Then she had Buddy and Lou, so she had the 4 kids. They did it tough for a very long time. Was working 3 jobs. One was teaching acting, one was in a cafe.
Trying to audition as someone who was on All Saints for a little bit. Yeah, it was hard to kind of get back into something that you weren't even really in to start with.
I remember her just saying, like, well, if I'm not going to get auditions or I can't get work, I've got to put myself out there.
I'd be sitting at home, scrolling through Instagram, seeing these hilarious photos, like these unattainable photos of a gorgeous woman in activewear with a green smoothie or whatever, going, just heading to school drop-off. And I was like, it's not what drop-off looks like. And my sister and I would then send them to each other.
And I said to Celeste, let's show people what it's really like. And then she said, oh, challenge accepted.
I wanted to make people laugh and I wanted to cut through the bullshit.
One of the very first was where she was getting out of the swimming pool. I thought, she's watched me get out of that pool.
It was always a means to an end, her Instagram, to get a profile so that she'd get more acting work. And then it went gangbusters.
I just thought it was genius because she's still performing. That's still an act. She's using those synapses.
There was a photo of Kim Kardashian and I did a parody of that. I went to sleep one night with 10,000 followers and woke up the next day with 50,000. I think it's the first time I felt smart because I flipped it. And a lot of us don't want to be pretty and quiet over there. A lot of us have a lot more to offer. And I was like, we've got a lot more to offer, right?
From Kim Kardashian to Beyonce, no celebrity is safe from our next guest.
Celeste Barber is the Aussie mum who gathered, get this, 2.5 million Instagram followers by taking the mickey out of celebs on a daily basis.
I am loved. I am safe. I am free.
I'm hungry. I'm tired. I've got a cramp. I just farted.
I had no interest in being a social media star. I wanted to move what I did offline onto a stage.
Just at school pickup, that's Roro, just picking up the kids.
So her first full-length show, RP and I were terrified. We weren't sure how it was going to go.
She just started riffing. Me and Thomas were just high-fiving each other, going, how good is this? She's nailing it.
One of the best parts about having ADD, aside from the drugs, is you don't have a long enough attention span to stick around and listen to people talk shit about you.
She's turned those days of bullying into art now, and that's been a big part of her shows.
So they get in a circle and they're like, oh, Celeste, your face is gonna get Squirrel! It's a squirrel!
It was really when the US took notice of her that it really took off. So I came on as a tour manager, and it was just her and I on the road, 40 cities? Starting in Seattle and finishing in New York.
Suddenly she's touring countries, she's filling out these huge theatres.
One of the good things about social media is people knew who I was. So when I walked out on stage and people lost their mind, you're like, I'm in Detroit and people are on their feet. This is, wow, that's the power of the internet.
I was in New York and it was Celeste Barber with just this queue around the block.
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
5.7 million followers.
And not only do people love it, the celebrities themselves enjoy it.
Not only does she kind of take the piss out of other people, but she takes the piss out of herself. That's why Celeste is so unique, is because she's counterculture, right?
Tom Ford, was he a follower of yours?
Yeah, he was. I know. I'm just as shocked as you about that whole thing.
To have Tom Ford, the top of the fashion world, reach out and say, I want to collaborate with you, and then fly her to New York. It was blow your mind stuff.
He came up with the idea for it to be at New York Fashion Week. We did a parody of his campaign and then did a series of other videos together.
Suck in.
Oh.
You did it.
Oh, I'm cramping. Go.
Hop, hop, hop.
It's on. It's on.
He said to her too, do not lose weight.
Yep, I have just...
We had some tape. Do we have some duct tape?
Do not try to be like the others. You're perfect the way you are. And I thought, I like you.
Well, I mean, it's Tom Ford. He invented fashion. And he's taking notice, so then everyone's taking notice.
And when I discovered you, I wished in that moment that I had done what you did.
Who I am, my sense of humour, my ability to laugh at myself is my main currency, and I love that about myself.
Success is always something that she strives for. Fame certainly isn't, but the two kind of go hand in hand.
There's that discourse of people saying, you know, now you've become what you were taking the piss out of with celebrities and fame.
I would say that that is tall poppy syndrome, because I don't think she's changed one bit, and I don't think she's anything like the things she parodies. You just have to spend 5 minutes with her and you can see that.
Women are allowed to be multifaceted. Can you believe it? We can be weird and awkward and goofy and also look banging in an Alex Perry red dress. My intention hasn't changed. I'm calling out bullshit in an industry that makes women hate themselves.
Point love, baby brain. It's gone for good.
Oh, surely that's a myth.
No, it's not.
Her first love is acting.
What do you do, Katie?
I'm a mum.
Yeah, no. Kids keep you busy.
Oh, you're a mum.
I'm a dog mum.
So no. Breaking news, I'm actually a trained actor. Not just that weird lady online who takes inappropriate, unflattering photos of herself.
But by Celeste's own admission, she still struggles to get a job. Mates get an audition for something. She's like, why am I not getting an audition for that? I'm like, because it's a tiny role on a random show. Why would you want to do that? But I still think it's that self-doubt and that want to be respected by an industry.
I'm going to get so well that I'm going to smash that stupid medical.
Then Wellmania came to me and it was absolute dream come true. And, you know, not only being able to star in it, but also be executive producer. It was like, this is it.
It was her first lead role on a big budget Netflix show. It was huge. So really, when it didn't get renewed, that was a lot for her, I think, because it didn't make any sense to us.
I remember having a point of being quite embarrassed because it was my face. I was like, oh, wow, it's a really, really successful show and I can't even get it to a second season.
There's something about this business, it feels like a merry-go-round, and if you're not working or actively doing something, you feel like a loser. That's why you got to keep creating, and that's what she keeps doing.
I wanted to kind of take back my power a little bit around that and lean into the entrepreneur in me, really.
She needed to get a stream of income that was not so volatile and heartbreaking. And in true Celeste style, then just comes up with the product and bang.
It feels pretty great, I must admit, to kind of fly in from just doing a North American tour to do this photo shoot to launch a makeup line.
What do you say to critics who say that you're kind of selling out and, you know, you're just another celebrity that's putting out a makeup brand?
Nothing. If you think I'm selling out, that's fine. I don't care. I feel really lucky getting older. I want to celebrate getting older.
You know, once you hit 30, ladies, shh, go away, you're not desirable anymore. I'm like, I fucking beg to differ.
We backed it ourselves. She has control of the company, so it's giving her some stability, and which gives her confidence, I think.
Good morning.
Hey, big guy.
How are you,
Sleep well?
sweetheart? Come here. You're tired, I'm tired too. I'm tired too.
Therapy really helps me compartmentalise when I am and when I'm not being nice to myself, because that's a lot of it for me. There's a lot of negative talk, negative self-talk.
Mom, Ritlin!
We're in a time now where so many people are getting diagnosed with ADHD later in life, and especially women. And people say, you know, it's my superpower. I just don't feel like that. I find that I'm kind of the opposite to that.
Mum sets the alarm so she can have Ritalin because she has ADHD and it helps.
I can see how her ADHD is a blessing, but there's definitely a dark side to it with the anxiety that comes with it and trying to just get out of her head.
I feel like my brain doesn't let me enjoy my success. And I feel like I'm constantly going, yeah, but what next? But what next?
And when you do have it, you're way more calm, and you're just, yeah, better.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
As much as she dislikes it, I think so much of her success has come because she has ADHD.
They're included on what goes on in that stuff. It affects them, I guess, so.
I think it helps me being more open about it.
Yeah.
Because what else am I going to do? There's no shame in it.
Oh, look at this. Here's ADD for you. I just found that there's a zip in my pants.
The reason I'm so proud of her is that she's just been herself and she's being celebrated for being her where she never was.
Janet Jackson, backup dancer. Look at me go.
I've always thought the people around me were smarter and more talented, so if they think it's great, okay, cool, then I think it's great. But it's only maybe in the last year or so where I'm like, I actually don't need to run that by anyone. I know that this is good. I know that, you know, what I'm doing is something that I should be proud of.
I get asked this all the time. What advice would I give to teenagers, like high school students? The advice I have is, you don't want to be the best version of you forever and always at high school. Don't peak at high school. The people that peak in high school end up on Married at First Sight. And I don't want that for you.